Hi guys, it's Jennifer Don Gabiola, and I feel moved to share something uh, kind of vulnerable, but I feel led to share it. So I'm hoping it serves you, my story. So I titled this a true story, how my pain and these fire boots are helping me walk into this new season. So um, I wanted to share with you that something that I've been struggling with for a while is chronic pain. I know that I've shared with you that I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and something that has been chronic for me lately has been my ankle. It's my right ankle, and so I can feel instinctively that there's some sort of block there from a spiritual standpoint. So first off, I wanted to share with you what I really wanted to explore what this could be um, energetically and from a spiritual standpoint. Because I've healed a lot of my rheumatoid arthritis by doing a lot of inner work, changing my diet, changing my lifestyle, managing my stress. So I feel like my ankle was in a way meant to be a teacher for me. So when I looked up what the ankle represents, it's about receiving pleasure. And so for me, I recognize that over the past year and a half, um, there's like kind of blocks around. There's like guilt on like um, receiving without some level of struggle, especially in my business. So that has been like something that I've been uh, working through. And in my self-reflection time, I have come to realize that the deeper meaning behind my right ankle and the pain behind that is my right foot. I'm right-handed, so my right foot is my leading foot. So in a way, I feel like this journey that I'm on, I'm learning to stand and walk and essentially lead my life in a new way. Because how I was used to operating, my go-to was to work in a more masculine way. And the right side is more of the masculine side, and the left side of your body represents more of the feminine side. So I was so used to operating, especially in my business, from this masculine side, which is more of this forceful way, this sort of push sort of way. Let me figure this issue out, you know. But it was always this heaviness of this proving burdened sort of feeling, proving my worth through my work. And so over the past few years, I have I've allowed myself to give myself more grace and cultivate more of that feminine side, and not look at the feminine side as like a form of weakness. That's because that's what I thought. If I'm too soft, because I got such negative feedback of being quiet. So if I'm too soft or too vulnerable, then the world is going to swallow me up. So that's why I feel like I overcompensated and started to operate and in a way kind of survive in the world by pushing and being controlling in this masculine way, right? So what's been interesting over the past year and a half, like I'd say probably over the past 2 years, I've been cultivating more of my feminine side. But what this revelation that I've come to experience like recently, especially with my ankle, which is again my right side, is that I'm learning how to see my masculine side as not something to be afraid of. Because I realized recently, over the past month or so, that I had almost like a fear that if I really was full on in my masculine get ish done sort of mode, that somehow I'll get more sick. That somehow it's gonna that I couldn't sustain more success because it required this level of push. And so I hope this is helpful for you. The divine downloads I've been receiving from God lately is for me to see this situation with my right ankle as one, teaching me how to love myself more and to be patient and compassionate with myself, and not to be mad or upset with myself that I need more grace and more patience and more love, because I actually do. It's really also, so one is like my ankle is being like my greatest teacher of showing me more compassion and listening to what I need and resting when I need. And my ankle's improving now that I've been more self-reflective on what this looks like, instead of just ignoring it or being upset with myself, right? That there is pain, or blaming myself. So that's one thing. But the biggest, I feel like, revelation is, for me, is that I'm now integrating both my feminine and masculine side, and reframing how I see my masculine side as not something to be feared or like a bully that's trying to keep pushing me to be a robot, but more like seeing my masculine side as strengths, like being really organized, being analytical, being strategic, being able to execute at a high level. Those are actually really good things and really valuable skills. And so to look at that from a place of like gratitude and compassion and reverence for myself, rather than, oh no, I like the feminine side, so I'm just stay in this like softer stance in my life because that feels safer. I'm not getting a lot of pushback. But what I'm realizing is I'm now in this phase of integrating into a new level of wholeness for myself, right? So I appreciate my feminine sides helping me to be able to receive support, receive myself, cultivate kindness and gentleness, just seeing gentleness with myself as a strength and not a weakness, patience, grace, all that softer dynamic has helped strengthen my sense of self-love, and also my personal power. And then also seeing my masculine side as no longer this push or this force that's trying to like push me down or bully me. It's like I can look at my masculine side as also just as valuable as my feminine side. So now I'm in a phase of integration, right? And this is all started from my ankle, right? And so the more I have been more self-aware, self-reflective, and asking for guidance, like what is it that I need on a practical level, like cutting down on sugar, managing my stress, getting healing support from the right people, right? But from a deeper spiritual standpoint, being open to receive what this is really trying to teach me and show me. And I feel really grateful that my body, I have such a much more loving relationship with my body. I appreciate how resilient and strong it is to get me through all the challenges of my past to become this person now. Like I couldn't be here without like my body being so resilient and strong, and then recognizing that both my left side and the right side, the feminine and the masculine, are integrating more in such a deeper way. But the catalyst was my ankle, and I feel like that's why I titled this, that I'm learning how to walk in a new way, because I am, and my ankle is like this teacher, and I feel like that's how God works in mysterious ways. Like I couldn't have planned that, but I am a seeker, and I always want to know like what the deeper meaning of things are, and I feel like I'm learning how to be more gentle and loving with myself, and learning to operate in my business, especially where I'm highly productive and efficient, but I'm taking out that sort of self-critical stance and that pushy and that burdened feeling of proving. It's more like I will receive the download of what I'm meant to do, when I'm meant to rest, when I'm meant to take inspired action, and then take that action and do that in a way that really honors my well-being, my health, and the life I ultimately want to create. So I wanted to share that with you just to help you provide some inspiration on whatever you're struggling with. I hope it helps you maybe ask questions on what the situation is wanting to teach you, because I really and truly believe that life, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And it takes a level of faith and grace to believe that, but that's how I've gotten to this place in my life. So the fun part about this story is that over the past month, actually last month was my birthday, so I saw these boots online and I loved them. I knew instantly, as you know, I love style, right? So I saw these boots and I fell in love, but they were sold out in my size. And I called the store and they're like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna make them again. I was like, oh well, so I let it go. And then I kept seeing, like maybe a month later, Facebook ads with the shoe. And I saw that they restocked all the sizes, and then the stock kept going down and down and down. And then the last size they had left was my size, was 6.5. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a sign. Like maybe it came back around so for me to have them. And so I got, in my quiet reflection time, I was like, do I really need these? Should I get these? I don't know, you know. But I heard this divine guidance to get them, and I had no resistance getting them. And the feeling that I received was, allow yourself to get these boots as a significant physical reminder of who you are now and who you're becoming, and how you're learning to move in a new way, how you're learning to stand and walk and lead in a new way with this new level of integration, the feminine side, the masculine side, with a new level of grace. So I'm getting goosebumps. So that gives me, I feel excited that God has got me to this level, this phase in my life where the first half has felt, you know, I've had a lot of joys in my life, but also it's a lot of struggles. And I feel like shedding all of those like old stories of blaming myself and feeling wrong and almost like self-punishment and proving, all of that heaviness, I feel like that's falling away. And now, like the second half of my life, God is saying, like, now, can you imagine what I can do through you without that weight holding you down, right? So I'm excited. So I wanted to share the boots with you. Now, what's special about these boots, other than the fact that they are dope as anything, look at these. What? It's the heel. The heel is a kitten heel. It's a kitten heel. So it's like less than 2 inches. And it really, it's perfect for me because not only the style is, again, on a fire, the heel is like at a height where it's easy for me to walk with my ankle. So I just feel like, I don't know, I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like that came around a second time for me. And I just love sharing these like divine downloads and insights I receive because there's such a beauty in life. And I feel like as an introvert, as an empath, the more that I've invested in really going beyond the surface and really delving deep on what life is wanting to share with me, that's when I really recognize the magic of life, right? So what I want to encourage you to do is, in our Quiet Voice Big Impact community, share on video what is your story. Share a story of when you have gone through some sort of struggle and you received some sort of win from it. You've allowed yourself to go through the process, and what wins, what revelations, transformation did you receive from that? I love to hear your stories. So you can do a Facebook Live or as a pre-recorded video in our group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, like, I don't know how many yet, but like a handful of people. If you share your video, I'm going to pick a few people and give you a complimentary brand strategy session to help you get really prepared and excited and clear about your goals for the new year. So I feel inspired to gift that to you, but it requires you to allow yourself to be seen and to use your voice take up space and share your story, because your story matters. Your voice matters, your story matters. So thank you for listening. This was a really sort of vulnerable share for me, but it's been on my heart for a while, and I felt like this is the right time. And with the timing of the boots, because I got them this week, I just felt like this is the time. This is the time for me to share. So I hope my story has inspired you on your journey, and I will talk with you next week. Bye, guys.